Next on Worcester News tonight, a Clinton high school student is facing charges after police discover guns and drugs in his home. Plus, all NFL players on the field must stand for the national anthem. This, according to the league's new policy released today. We have reaction. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. An 18-year-old Clinton high school student facing several charges after police find a gun and drugs at his home. According to Clinton police, Nathan Steele made concerning remarks and possible threats on social media Tuesday night. Police went to the school to speak with him this morning and say he was uncooperative and ran from them. He was eventually placed in custody. Police searched his home and say they found guns, ammunition, drugs, and cash. Neighbors were shocked to hear the news.
When I heard it, but you never know. I think it's just getting worse and worse. It's not only in Boston, but all over the country. But the more they try to do, the worse it seems to be getting.
Steele is facing charges including disturbing the peace, possession of ammunition without a license, and unlawful distribution of a Class D substance. Police say it's under investigation and more charges could be added. Owners in the National Football League pass a new policy Wednesday, penalizing players who choose to kneel during the national anthem. The decision comes after a season which saw players protest. Tonight, we're hearing from players with NFL experience on what they think about the league's new policy. Our Cam Jandro joins us now live with the details. Cam?
Anna, Colin Kaepernick was the player that really got this movement started, and it spread throughout the league like wildfire. But the NFL is looking to stop it, which is getting mixed reactions.
Worcester's indoor football team, the Massachusetts Pirates, are not impacted by a new NFL policy which penalizes players who kneel during the national anthem. But players on the team have mixed feelings on the move.
Whatever your reasons are behind it. So me personally, I know I'd be standing. I'll always stand no matter what. So,
who are you to judge this guy? You know what I'm saying? For exercising his free will.
Dozens of NFL players took a knee during the anthem to protest injustice and equality last season. Starting next year, players who don't stand will be fined by the league.
This is a business. Like I said, we got people out there fighting for us. The military is so close to us. I feel like you should just at least give them respect.
Everyone has a different reason why they're taking a knee. It's not because of like the patriotism and all that other stuff. I take a knee if I could.
Controversy surrounding the protest saw the NFL's ratings drop last season. Racial Justice Program Director for the state's American Civil Liberties Union, Rasan Hall, says the ban is a business move by the NFL.
There are some folks who have experienced some fatigue. There are a lot of people who have stopped watching the NFL, and I think that's in part what has motivated the owners.
Most of the Pirates roster has experience on an NFL team. They say the anthem protests are a divisive subject.
It's really watering down the game. You can't force me to like something. You can't force me to want to do something. You feel me? Opposed to them working with these guys, they're punishing those guys. You feel me?
Now, the NFL says that those who do not want to stand for the anthem can move into the locker room without getting fined. But the NFLPA releasing a statement today saying they don't necessarily agree with the move and they'll be reviewing the policy. Anna?
Thanks for that, Cam. UMass Memorial Healthcare receives a bond to improve its Worcester hospital campuses. UMass Memorial Healthcare will use the more than $100 million bond from Mass Development to pay for renovations and new equipment at its various hospital campuses. The UMass Memorial Medical Center's University campus will begin work on an MRI project and build an 18-bed medical surgical unit. The Memorial campus will renovate inpatient rooms and employee workspaces and replace the HVAC, sanitary, and water piping system. Money will also be used at UMass Memorial's Leominster campus. A rowing competition is postponed and swimmers are forced to stay out of the water. A blocked sewer line caused an overflow of sewage into Lake Quinsigamond Tuesday. Our Brittany Schaefer has more on people affected by the leak.
The contaminated water canceling plans and events Wednesday. One family I spoke to say on a hot day like today, it would have been nice to jump in the lake. Stacy Mitchell and her 2-year-old niece had to stay on the sand Wednesday.
Good job.
The water was off limits. Mitchell came to Regatta Point Beach on Lake Quinsigamond in hopes of cooling off and says they were inches away from going in.
And I was trying to get her to go feel the water, and someone came over and said, oh, just to let you know, the water's not safe right now. There's bacteria in it. It didn't pass inspection. So he must have just caught us right in time.
According to the city, a sewer line leaked into the lake, and until the water is tested Thursday, residents should avoid contact. The unsafe conditions forcing the cancellation of the second annual Worcester Mayor's Cup crew race.
They are disappointed. We were really looking forward to defending the cup title that we won last year, and we've had a really good season, and I think they were really looking forward to just the last race, having fun with the local competition.
Residents who visit Lake Quinsigamond often say this isn't the first time the city has had issues keeping the water clean.
I know there's always a lot of problems with this lake, so I'm hoping, they can figure out why it keeps happening.
I think it's horrible how it keeps happening every year. They always say they're going to fix it, and it keeps happening.
The city says they have fixed the sewage leak and now need to test the water before residents can go swimming. Those results will be released tomorrow. At Lake Quinsigamond, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Newly released numbers from the state's Department of Public Health show opioid deaths are down, but fentanyl and cocaine use is trending up. DPH statistics show in the first 3 months of 2018, opioid-related overdose deaths declined by an estimated 5% when compared to the same period last year. There were 257 opioid-related deaths in Worcester County in 2017, just 2 less than 2016. St. Vincent Hospital says it's an issue and concern they're dealing with.
Is through education, collaborating with our community partners. We're working closely with our police and EMS and with the city of Worcester. And then also giving the staff and the patients referrals for resources if they're ready for recovery.
St. Vincent says they continue to offer treatment for patients, and all of their employees are supplied with Narcan. A convention at the DCU Center Wednesday focuses on managing dementia. Attendees learned about new legislation aimed to help improve hospital care. Our Chandler Walsh explains.
A new bill could improve how hospitals care for patients with dementia. It would create an integrated state plan to treat Alzheimer's disease and require training for healthcare professionals.
In the hospital setting, doctors, nurses, other associated healthcare professionals really don't have the training or are not focusing on the cognitive impairment of their patients.
The Alzheimer's Association's Jim Wessler says it's difficult and costly to treat patients who have dementia. And he says they have higher rehospitalization rates nationwide.
It's more complicated. They're going to try to get up out of their bed because they're confused. They don't know where they are. They're going to pull IVs out of their arms.
The bill would make new hospital guidelines a requirement. The guidelines recommend hospitals develop an operational plan in the next 3 years to identify patients with dementia to better treat them.
Which will deal with protocols in the emergency department, in screening, in inpatient care, in staff training, in discharge planning.
On Wednesday, the Alzheimer's Association hosted their 25th annual Dementia Care Conference, where they educated attendees on the new legislation. This is the first year the conference was at the DCU Center. The 700 attendees is the largest crowd they've ever had.
Our whole goal is to really educate the workforce, so people coming here to learn the best care techniques to care for someone with dementia and go back and implement those in their work.
The Alzheimer's Bill passed unanimously in the House. Wessler hopes it will also pass in the Senate and be on the governor's desk next month.
We already have half of the senators have signed a letter saying they support this. The Senate right now is working on the budget, and so I'm cautiously optimistic.
Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
A city Democrat kicking off his state representative campaign for the 17th Worcester District Wednesday. David Leboeuf says he decided to run because he feels there needs to be a representative who cares about all of the communities and is willing to go to Beacon Hill to fight for community values.
Really, we need to get back to the style that John Bonenda had of the going constituent services and making sure that everyone has a voice. Core issues would definitely be small business support, helping out the public schools and changing the Chapter 70 formula, revisiting the local aid formula, universal pre-K, and making sure that we're bringing good living wage jobs back to the district, whether that's through advanced manufacturing or other types of training programs too.
Leboeuf says his plan now is to go door to door to meet everyone in the district and make sure their voices count.